Good day. Today I'll be doing a business analytical report on home health care in UK. My name is Matthew Anochie. So, the objective of the study. See, this analysis aims to study the UK home health care companies' data, to check for industrial growth trends, the relationship between our choosing variables, the turnover, the return on capital employed, the number of employees, and profit margin. We check for the relationship between the chosen variables to know if the industry is profitable or not. So, just a brief literature review on business analytics and decision making. First, let's understand what business analytics is. You see, it is a discipline that combines, integrates, fuses skills, technologies, and practices, to examine corporate data and performances. See, business analysis supports informed decision and investment planning. So, it's all about making a decision on your business based on the data that you've collected and sampled and analyzed. You see, by effectively leveraging data aggregation, analytics, and interpretation tools, healthcare units can indirectly enhance decision-making outcomes through the development of knowledge absorptive capacity. This is according to one in 2017. So, let's look at the data gathering. How did I gather my data? I gathered my data primarily from FAME, Financial Analytics Made Easy. But before that, I had to Google the names of the company Residential Care Home in UK. Google the names of the residential care homes in UK at the website, and then collected the name of the companies. Entered it on FAME and extracted their data. So, when I collected the data, it's actually raw data. I had to, clean up the data, transpose it, and make it good for analysis. So, the time series analysis, like I stated earlier, this analysis was carried out to study the growth of the industry over time to understand how each sector has evolved. So, from the graphical representation here, we could see that profit margin has there was a sharp decline between 2021 to 2022, despite the increase in turnover. It means that the profit margin in the industry after analysis has declined. We can say that this could be based on the COVID-19, after effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, as we will analyze in subsequent slides. So the dashboard representation, we can see the gearing, the average gearing has dropped gradually from between 2013 to 2022. This indicates that the industry is healthy in finances. That means it's paying off its debts. Now, the liquidity ratio has significantly improved in the years under view. In the years under review, that means the industry has a lot of money. It's very, very liquid. That means there is money flowing in the industry. Now, look at the turnover. Turnover is simply the money paid for the services rendered, how fast the industry receive payment for their services, and the turnover has been good. So it simply means that there have been more patronage lately. But then, contrastingly, we could see, like I mentioned in the previous slide, that the profit margin has drastically declined from 2021 to 2022. We could see it as a ripple effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is the turnover graph. We can see the Voyage Bitco as one of the top performing companies in the residential healthcare home in UK. This is one of the contributors of outliers, and we're going to explain that in subsequent slides. Now, the descriptive turnover in comparison with we're going to do a descriptive analysis. We're going to compare the turnover and the profit before taxation. So, from the table, you could see that mode is NA. That's very obvious because we do not have repetitive number in our data samples. So that is why mode is NA. And of course, mode is the number with the highest frequency. So that's why it's basically NA. We could see the average turnover is good. Now, the descriptive. Let's compare the Voyage Bitco as one of the outliers and the general data set of the industry. But before that, there is a positive skewness here of 2. The positive skewness too here, I need to mention that is because of the outliers. It means that those ones, their figures are way above the average for the industry. So those ones are called the outliers. They have a significant impact on the average, on the mean. So comparing the two, we could see the turnover for Voyage Bitco at 231 million as against the average for 42 million for the industry, the net tangible asset, and then the skewness for here is about 0.3 for Voyage Bitco in the period under review. Meanwhile, for the whole industry, it's about 2 because of the presence of outliers, of which Voyage Bitco is a contributor to. So this is the descriptive statistics table. Now look at the correlation analysis using Excel. From this correlation analysis, we're going to do 2 correlation analysis, one with Excel and one with SPSS. Now the difference between correlation analysis with Excel and that of SPSS is the fact that Excel will show you the correlation, closely correlated, highly correlated, lowly correlated, and negative correlated. But SPSS will show you the p-value, the significance, and just a bit better than Excel. So from here we could see 0.97 as the highest correlation. That's return on shareholders' funds as against return on capital employed. Then we'll see 0.00, and we're going to see the scatter plots for this. Now this is scatter plots for the highest correlation pointing towards the positive x-axis. This is scatter plots for the lowest correlation. That is return on capital employed versus return on shareholders' funds for the highest correlation. Return on the gearing versus the profit margin as seen in the figure. And then for negative correlation pointing towards the negative axis. So this is the negative correlation. So this is the SPSS correlation analysis. As indicated here, this is a 0.974 commensurate with what is on the Excel sheet. But with 2 star, now this 2 star means it is significant, but considering an error of 1%. Then 1 star means it is significant, but with 5% error. But from here, we could see that it's very significant and with just 1% error. And the p-value is less than 0.01. 0.001, that means it's less than the given p-value of 0.05. That means it is very significant and highly correlated. Same here, we could see the negative correlation with 2 star. It is very significant and highly correlated. Now, for the simple regression, we could take a look at the simple regression. This is the simple regression table. The arrow square here means that 2%, this arrow square of 0.02 means that 2% of this model can prove the analysis. Now, the intercept, we will see the intercept line in the preceding slide, in the succeeding slide, rather. So, this intercept here, 10.2829, means that when the number of employees is 0, we would have a profit margin of 10.29 GBP. Now, this number of employees as minus 0.006 means that for each increment in an employee, for each unit increment in number of employees, we would have a loss of so and so of 0.0003 GBP. That is what it simply means. Now, this is the scatter plot, and this is the equation for the scatter plot. Like I explained, the profit margin y, x plus this. So when x is 0, that is a number of employees is 0, we'll be left with this as our profit, and arrow square, like I stated previously, the percentage of the model, the percentage of which this thing can prove the model. Now, this is the multiple regression. Same with the simple regression, but this one will compare a lot of different variables, and we can see just like that, if all the factors here, all the variables here are 0, this is what we have as our profit margin. But by increasing 1 unit of each of them, by increasing 1 unit of turnover, this is what we have as our profit or loss. By increasing 1 unit of net tangible assets, this is what we have. And as stated earlier, our root square here is less than 50%. Our root square here is 0.12. So simply means that 12% of profit or loss can be explained by our model. So in conclusion, see, the UK home care industry is characterized by varying financial environment wherein our businesses, some businesses are experiencing significant success while others are facing challenges. So while highly profitable businesses may be heavily indebted because of the gearing, but they might be repaying loans. So the low arrow square value indicates that the model fails to explain a significant portion of the data variability. That is what we saw from our analysis because of the very low arrow square. So this model we've chosen and the variables chosen fail to explain is significant. Now, a recommendation to address the workforce shortages, home care providers need to offer competitive wages, improved benefits and protection, and then liquidity ratios play a crucial role in improving the performance of the UK home care. So by prioritizing efforts to strengthen their liquidity position, providers can significantly enhance their financial stability. So the healthcare providers can, make the industry very, very liquid for them. Now, this comes to the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.